just start breaking down what the mods are and everything like that real quick?
Yeah,
Give
so
people out there in
obviously
TV
there's a
land.
lot of complaints about it, how it broke the game and those kind of things, right? But what I want to do first is kind of just go through mods, go through mod battles, kind of how you can utilize them, the different strategies with it, before we kind of get into the negative parts about it.
Okay,
I will say,
I'll pull up
just
Ray,
go
so
ahead.
and I'll pull up Ray, and you can start breaking it down.
Okay. So one of the things that I will say is that I do like the concept of mods. I was a fan. I actually still am a fan of mods of characters. I like characters that you can customize in these kind of games. I know some of the characters were not working properly to what most of the community wanted beforehand, but I still like the option that everyone's had to kind of customize characters to the way they wanted. Now, with mods, it's important that you understand kind of how the mods work. So basically, if you look at the data card that represents where you put in the mods, there are 6 different holes. Each hole is a different shape, so one shape goes with each of those, and the shapes are all part of a different set. The sets are represented by the icons that are on there. So if you have that little leaf icon, it's going to be for the health. If you have the little fist icon, it's going to be for tenacity. All of the different things that you guys are familiar with. So what you're trying to do now is to find set bonuses. If you click on a mod, you'll be able to see that it says set bonus and max set bonus. Set bonus is for any two, if it says in parentheses 2, if you have 2 items from the same set, you'll get that. If it says 4, you'll need 4 items from that set in order to get it. Max set item means that items, you will have the number of items for that set, so either 4 or 2, that have 4 that are up to level 15. Okay, so in order to get the max set bonus, they'll need to be level 15. Now, what are you looking for when you're doing mods? When you do the mod tables, you will get mods that either have the 1 dot or the 2 dot. The 1 dot and the 2 dot will represent the mark or the rank of the mod. You can go up to 5. 3 to 5 are done through the mod challenges, which we'll go over a little bit later. But you will get from the mod tables as you work through it, 1 dots and 2 dots. And one of what I think is the biggest misconception is that these are not useful. So we'll kind of go into that and how they can be useful. But what's important to realize is that there are 3 different ways to improve each mod. So one is the mark, which you get by increasing the dots. 2 is the letter that comes afterwards. So it would be the A, the B, the C, the D, or the E. And those represent the number of secondary stats that you have. So if you have an A, that means your mod has 4 secondary stats. If you have a B, it's going to have 3. And down to E, which has 0 secondary stats. Still with me, right, Ranger? Because I know the stream is a little behind.
Yeah, I'm pointing it out as you say, just moving the cursor
Okay.
around.
Okay. So then you have, so those are the two parts of it. The last part is the level, and the level goes from 1 to 15. Now, in order to level up, it will be a different amount based on your mark. So if you have a mark 1, it will cost you roughly 50,000 to get from level 1 to level 50. For 15. A mark, what was that?
15? You said 50.
50, 50.
Oh, okay.
So in total, to get from level 1 to level 15 on a mark 1, it'll take you about 50,000 credits. To get from level 1 to level 15 on a mark 5, however, it will take you about 225,000. So depending on which one you're leveling, it actually is a good amount of credits that you're going to be spending. As you level up the mod, you'll increase the letter on there as well. So it'll go from E to D to C to B to A as you level. Now, some of these already start off as a D, a B, a C, or a A. And that just tells you the number of secondary stats. However, for the max set bonus, you still have to get to level 15. So the only thing those preset letters will give you, if you have a different color besides like the white, bluish gray one, is that you can put it in on a character and just give them secondary stats without having to level. So they're good things to kind of have in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You use all of these different ones. So Mark 5 are obviously going to be the best ones. They'll give you the biggest set, the biggest bonuses to the primary stats and the secondary stats. However, for whether it's a Mark 1, a Mark 2, or Mark 5, your set bonus is still going to be exactly the same. So the set bonus is not affected by the mark, only the stats. So when do you use these different ones? Mark 5 is good to have in PvP. Now, a lot of you guys are probably already seeing this. The teams are being filled up with massive amounts of health mods and just making it so it's near impossible to beat somebody in 5 minutes and you're just holding your spot. So that's a good time to use Mark 5. But Mark 5s are expensive. In order to level up a single character with 6 of those, you'll be spending about 225 per character, per mod. So that's about 1.5 million per character. You're running close to like 6 million, right? So it's an expensive endeavor to get all 5 characters with Mark 5 leveled up. But that is what you want to do. Now, Mark 1 and Mark 2 are actually really, really awesome for GW. The major difference between Mark 5 and Mark 1 and 2 as to why they're useful in GW is their de-equip cost. So the mods can be removed from characters that they've already been placed on for a price. The price is dictated by what mark they are. So if you have a Mark 5 item, it will cost you roughly 5,000 credits. However, if you have a Mark 1, it will cost you 400 credits. And remember that the set bonuses do not matter based on your marks, it's just solely based on the level. So if you have sets of level 15 Mark 1s, it is a great strategy to use on GW. Anytime you're throwing in a squad, toss out the mods from a character that you're not going to use in that GW fight and toss it on the characters that you will. And you can keep a full set of Mark 1s kind of handy whenever you need. One of the ones that's constantly being used now seems to be Daka, because she's stunning a lot with the potency mods. Go ahead and keep yourself a set of Mark 1 or maybe Mark 2. Mark 2 costs 900 credits to de-equip, so they're also not too bad. Keep a set of level 15 Mark 1 and Mark 2 mods on you for potency, and switch it in and out as you're using Daka. Maybe you'll want to switch it to Royal Guard if you're using him. You might want to switch it to Dooku if you're using him. Old Ben if you want to try and do ability blocks. Whatever it is, right? You can keep a Mark 1 set, which costs 50,000 to get up to level 15 and only 400 credits to de-equip. So that's kind of the way mods actually can be fairly useful in GW, even at the lower levels. So if you guys want to kind of think about it, you have your set of health mods that you're going to try and get for your PvP characters. But don't think that the Mark 1s and Mark 2s are useless. They actually have a really good use just for the fact that they're really cheap to de-equip and you can still get the full set bonuses at level 15. That makes sense, Ranger?
Yeah, it makes total sense to me.
Alright, so for anybody that's kind of struggling with GW because of all the changes, and it is really annoying, and like I said, it took me a while to complete my first GW. I couldn't go through a second one. Just because it takes too long to play with these mods and those kind of things. But it's still a lot of credits that you're getting from it. It's the main source of credit income, so you still want to complete it. Move mods. And move the low mods that you have leveled up. Alright?
Alright, so where do you want to go next? Mod battles or challenges?
Well, let's see. Let's go to mod battles. Okay, so mod battles are fairly straightforward. There's 8 different levels. Each level is comprised of mods for a particular set. So the first level is all hit points or health. The second level is going to be all defense, and so on and so forth. Once you complete the third level, you're going to end up unlocking the challenges. So what is the benefit of the mod table? So again, mod tables are only going to provide you the Mark 1 and Mark 2s. If you want the 3, 4, and 5, you're going to need the challenges. If you look at the last node of the level, you'll see that it's not a shape. It's going to look like the data card itself. That is the same type of loot you get from the challenges. This is going to be random, meaning that you do not get a particular shape. You will get any of the 6 shapes. So if you just think about it kind of mathematically here, if you do a challenge and you need, let's say, a health mod plus sign, and you're trying to get a Mark 5, right? You have a 1 in 6 chance of getting the plus sign, and depending on what you're looking for, right, you might have 1 in, let's say, 10 chance of actually getting some of the specialty mods, because the 3 on the left have set primary stats, which is going to be offense in the top left, defense in the middle left, and then either health or protection in the bottom left. The 3 on the right, which is the arrow, the triangle, and the plus sign, all have multiple different primary stats that you can get, and you're choosing from about 10 of them. So if you're trying to get a particular Mark 5, right, so you're looking now for a plus sign with offense up, you are now going to be having a 1 in 6 chance of the plus sign times a 1 in 10 chance of getting that primary stat. You're looking at about 60 attempts in order to get it.
From Too Old to Die Young Now. Why would you waste energy on the mod battles when you can do the challenges and always get a higher tier gear? Good question.
Okay, so that's what I'm explaining right now. So remember that if you are trying to equip all of your characters with health mods, for example, right, you're not going to go into specific shapes. You're trying to collect all of the shapes at once, so you can just keep on doing the challenges because you're not worried about the shapes. You're just trying to compile like 3, 4, 5 different sets. So as you're starting, the challenges is really good to run. If you are missing a plus sign in order to create a full set, if you're trying to run it through challenges, you have a 1 in 6 chance of getting the plus sign versus a 1 in 1 chance of doing it from the mod table, even though it's a lower rank, just to fill that spot in order to get your max gear until you're able to actually get the plus sign from the challenges. Now, if you have other uses for the other shapes, go for it. The challenges are definitely better. But if you have no use for any of the other health mods, for example, you only need the plus sign, the mod tables are better because you still get that max set bonus. And if you're looking for a particular stat, right, if you're trying to get a particular primary stat with that particular shape, it's going to take you about 60 runs of challenges in order to get that particular shape and primary stat. 60 attempts, and tier 3 is actually 16 energy. So if you do 60 times 16, you're looking at about 960 Cantina energy in order to get 1 piece. Versus if you're doing the mod table, you're running a 1 in 10 chance, right? You're not worried about the mark. You're solely just worried about getting the primary stat. And you know 100% that you're getting that shape. So you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting it at 10 Cantina energy per attempt. So you can get your primary stat to fill that spot for 100 Cantina energy.
And I've gone cross-eyed.
But so that's kind of the benefit. Like, you can get specific shapes without worrying about the marks at the Cantina battles. But if you're not worried about that, right, you're just trying to get max everything, just realize that you're going to be spending a lot of Cantina energy in order to get particular shapes if you're just missing one piece from a set.
All right, let's go to the challenges.
Okay, so now let's look at the challenges. So that's where you guys will get the Mark 3 through Mark 5. So for the Mark, okay, glad you got it. If you have any other questions, Too Old to Die Young now, just let us know.
Yeah.
So with the challenges, the first challenge, which is the health mods, is open to all characters. All of the challenges have the same criteria for their 3 tiers. For their first tier, you will need at least 3 3-star characters. For your second tier, you'll need at least 4 4-star characters. And for your third tier, you'll need at least 5 5-star characters. So for your health mods, it's any characters. Most people are able to get a full set together in order to complete this. And health mods are probably the most farmed right now just because of their utilization in PvP. So this one is actually fairly easy and fairly easily farmed. As you go up into the different types, however, there are restrictions based on the faction of the characters. You'll see that defense mods is going to be Jedi only. Then you'll see the next one, which is probably one of the most controversial ones, which is going to be the Jawa in order to get critical damage. Now, this is one that's going to be fairly negative in responses, so we'll discuss that at the end. So we'll discuss that towards the end here. But just kind of going through how these challenges work out. That's how it's set up. So as Ranger is kind of showing you guys now, I imagine, like I'm a little delayed on the showing, you'll see that all the different challenges have different character sets that they need. So at this point, what you guys will want to do is to see which ones you want the most and try to farm those. Now, again, keep in mind, the set bonuses do not change based on the mark, only the level of the primary stat. So a lot of these, if you're trying to get them, are all for people that are really trying to battle in PvP. Because you want to get that extra speed, or you want to get that extra potency in order to hit that stun. It's all about the little things in PvP that make these marks so useful. If you are just trying to equip characters in general, you can stick with the mod tables. And you'll be able to actually customize an entire set for much less Cantina energy and much less credits. Because it's cheaper to upgrade the Mark 1s and Mark 2s than it is the 3, 4s, and 5s.
And,
okay.
And then you can also sim, so I'll sim one just to show it. And you can pick how much. What is sim? I'm just gonna do one for right now. See what you get. And I got a level 1 E1 offense. It's an E. So you can kind of see what you got there. And you can do this over and over multiple times. You can do multi-sim, and then you can do it. Now, I've come to the realization that you're going to need mods to complete these, because I tried to do the Jedi one yesterday. You see on the 4-star or higher. And I've got some badass Jedi, but I mean, these fights are difficult, let me tell you. I mean, the first one with the health, it's not too bad, but these tier 2 and 3, tier 3 I could not complete. I got to the end with Grievous and just got annihilated.